How much power do I have and everything? We're good. We're good, I think. Yeah, we got plenty of power. Hey guys, how's it going? Whamo here. Welcome back to Minecraft. I updated our power generation, or just finished updating our power generation a little bit here. These are the advanced version of the wind turbines. Yeah, they work in a slightly different way. Nothing really to talk about too terribly much. They generate about 128 EU a tick, which if you recall is about the maximum load capacity of this copper line here. Yeah, let's just say we're using a few tricks to push 4 packets at a time down the line. They're all at 128, but each packet carries, 128 down the line, so it's 4 times 128 at max capacity. Yeah, okay, that wasn't good. Well, thankfully, I've got a jetpack now, so that's something cool. It came when I got those iridium shards out of the fucking pipes out of the dungeon. Also, running buildcraft as well as industrial craft, so yeah. We have pipes as well. We'll get into that in a second here. Gonna reroute the power generation. It comes in down here to this thing, which initially fed my bank of, well, let's be honest here. I was just kind of plopping shit down wherever it was convenient, and there's chests everywhere, and it's kind of a goddamn mess. So, we gotta move all this shit. We also have to light the entire base, so I've been working on something underneath it. Do some subterranean lighting, like so. It looks complicated, it's really not. You're just running transformers to the lights, which require extremely low power, so they're running off of double transformers. Same over here. Runs to a big transformer, into a small transformer, into a small transformer, so on and so forth. This is the line for the automation machines. So I'm going to automate all of the ore sorting. That's not the right word. The ore processing. We'll just say processing because that's what it is. We're going to automate every last bit of the processing, and that's why we have pipes. We have pipes coming from the automated miner, which the reason I have the resources to do this is because I finished mining over there. So that mined every single block of ore within a 65 by 65 space, straight down. So, yeah. It's like a stack and a half of diamonds. A couple of chests worth of ore. Yeah. This is kind of a mess. We'll go through that in a second here. I need to turn this on before I forget about it because we're going to have to do some stuff here in a second. Buildcraft uses these engines. They're not really notable other than that they make these pipes push materials. Like so. Gold pipes speed shit up. Stone pipes just kind of transport. They slow it down eventually so you don't have to use so many resources on pipes. Yeah. That's the gist of transport pipes. Like so. Iron pipes are one-ways. And, these here are diamond pipes. Diamond pipes are sorting pipes. So I can sort the ores to wherever they need to go. Into various different machines. After that, the pipe sorting method kind of breaks down. It's better to go with the industrial craft solution, which is these sorting boxes, or sorting machines, electronic ones. We've seen this over there with the steel setup. It's very simple. Well, it's simple if you know all of the resources. Like, I don't have copper dust for everything else because I haven't run everything else. Well, I can show you this through the thermal centrifuge. Oh, God, what the hell? Through the thermal centrifuge on the bottom here. This produces 3 outputs. Stone dust, the regular dust, and in this case it would be copper dust, and a tiny pile of, with copper I think it's tin dust, a tiny pile of tin dust, yeah, so there you go. These all generate all 3 of those every time they process. I run the regular dust over to the furnace, so that cooks it into ingots, and our output, just for right now because I haven't finished building this, goes over to this chest over here. So you get the tiny pile of tin dust, the copper ingot, and in this case I've got the stone going over here because the stone gets made into construction powder, which it's neither here nor there. That's for later on when we start making reinforced stuff for our nuclear setup. Okay, so things are going into here. Right now I haven't run everything through this. I've only run the copper through it. So right now I imagine all of these centrifuges are heating up, yeah. So all the electric centrifuges are just now starting to heat up. Which is good. It'd be nice if this was getting something. What's your feed? Your feed is iron, which it's not getting. Nope, this one's tin. You're looking for tin, right? Right? You want tin? Does want tin. Good. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so everything's heating up. The only outliers here are, and I have this nice and written down, coal kind of requires a separate process. It requires being crushed and crafted in various different ways to make carbon fiber. Because it's not used for anything else. That's how we power our rotors up there. If I weren't... well, you can't see them from this distance. They don't render. That's how you power the wind turbines. You use a carbon rotor, which is like 300 pieces of coal and 9 pieces of steel. Essentially, it's burning coal, but in a very, very efficient manner. So that's how we're going to use all of our coal. The other notable thing is the uranium, which is extremely hazardous once we run it through the thermal centrifuge, which is why this thing here is shut off. It will sort the uranium, but the default route is set to nothing, so it will not output this chest and it will not go along this line. The reason for that I can show over here in my containment bunker. Hazmat storage. Oh, very nice. We have a hazmat suit. This is required to handle uranium. If we don't put that on when we try and handle uranium, this is 238. 235 is the more dangerous one. 238 is less dangerous, but still is dangerous. But if we don't have that suit on, though, we take a case of radiation. Now, in this case, it's only about 8 seconds. It's not going to kill me with this armor on, but it does negate most of my defenses. So, you know, not great. The other one, if I pick this one up, it does 2 hearts of damage per tick like that, and it lasts for 2 minutes 30 seconds. So, a serious bit of radiation if I happen to pick up a tiny pile of 235. Which, if I were smashing uranium in here, would be output through this pipe, as normal. So we have to make sure and take precautions to split that off. And, you know, not feed it into our storage chest. Now, storage chest. So there's, by my count, 5 different ores. If I have that written down correctly, there are, yes, 5 different ores. 6 if you count stone. Sorry if I'm talking off mic there. I actually had to, you should see the page of notes that I took on this. I had to devise how to build this thing off of, yeah, I had to actually use pen and paper. Who knew, right? So, we have 5 different ores that we have to put into chests, which is why I have 10 chests. Oh, it's actually convenient. I didn't count that out beforehand. Nice. So we want to have a storage area here. That's going to be the second floor up there. This is going to take 2 stories of the building because it's not near finished. And the next part over there is going to take a little bit of effort. We'll go into that later. So we need to have storage chests here that have just about everything in them. I wish I could make the advanced chests, but we're going to scoot these forward because they don't need to be that far back, really. So we just put them like... I didn't want to open that. Like so. Like so. Yeah, you get the idea. So there's all of our chests. Storage would be like that, I think. Yeah, something simple. And then we'll just put like a nice backing to it. Not dirt, obviously, but a backing so you don't see that machinery unless you're on the second level. Ideally, because we won't have to touch that stuff until, you know, something goes wrong, which it inevitably will. Something will fill up. Who knows? I mean, who the fuck knows? Something's going to break and not work right. I'm going to hit one of these with the wrong tool and it's going to be awkward. Alright, now I have to go through and put the dust from the various machines, now that they've generated, because I didn't have those before, like I was saying, into the various sorting outputs so that they actually cook them into ingots instead of just shooting dust through the system, like the copper's doing right now, because I already set that one up. Nice. It's worth noting that these sorting machines, they'll hold this entire inventory here. It's, you know, it's a portion of a chest. It's not a lot of room, but it is enough room to fit quite a bit of ore, and given that I don't have any speed upgrades in these maciators here, you can see how slow they're going. Yeah, they're fairly slow machines. So it takes them a minute to process ore. Plus they generate 2 per turn, which is why we're using them. And this takes about the same amount of time, and it only processes 1. So, you know, there's going to be a backup in here at some point, and that's probably what's going to screw up this entire system here eventually. But hopefully we won't have to deal with that. Okay, now this is all emptying this chest here. This shouldn't fill up the machine. Yeah, it might fill up the machines. So I may turn this process off here in a second. Let me look at this real quick. I think it's received every type of ore it can. Let's put a pile of gold in there. We'll let it pump in a little bit of gold, and then shut this thing off, because it's going to load up if I don't. We'll shut that off. It was meant to, mind you, it was meant to run off the miner over there, which generates ore a lot less quickly than that. Just saying, you know, so that's a thing. So what we have to do next is, you know, like I said, it generates tiny piles. These guys here, tiny piles. These don't do anything unless you combine them on a crafting bench. Now, how to combine them automatically, I don't know. But I wanted to see if we could smelt, say, 9 of them into an ingot without combining it. Let's find out really quick like. That's the wrong thing. No, so 9 of them don't even smelt, and I don't have an auto craft option, so we're just going to have to stockpile these. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to handcraft that, but that's fine. Let's take all these tiny piles out of here. Alright, we can mess with this here gold, no, this here diamond pipe. Jesus fucking Christ. We can go ahead and put a down pipe on this. It's going to kind of fuck shit up for the moment, but before it does it too bad, oh, I don't have any more chests. Fart on a stick. Before it does it too bad, we can set this to sort, well, what color is that first off? That's black. So we can set this to sort black as just the tiny piles. Like so. So only tiny piles will head down this now. Hopefully. I say hopefully because I think I got all the tiny piles. Yeah, I think we're good. So only tiny pile should go down that now, and we'll just put a chest here. This will just store this for now, until I figure out how to deal with that. There may be something I'm missing. Honestly, there's a lot of stuff in these mods, and there's a lot of stuff on the wiki that just isn't right or is downright missing. So, yeah. The rest of the setup was just here for... Yeah, it was just kind of a holdover, so I might have to redesign this to get them to these chests in the proper order. It's the same thing, though. Essentially, we're going to use these gold pipes to split them up into different areas. Yeah, simple as that. We can just use the gold pipes to split it in a somewhat more eye-catchy manner than what I'm doing right now. Okay, I just waited for the entire system to cool down, so it's all off right now. So we'll just break this pipe right here. And we'll take these, man, I'm going to keep calling these the wrong thing, these diamond pipes here. And what I'm going to do is fairly simple here. I'm going to throw some gold pipes in so it goes a little bit quicker. So we can just do something like this. And that is the red output, so I need to make sure yeah, the black is still fine, and it'll come in through the green. Yeah, we're good. We are good. So I can do something like this, go down, and then essentially I just run it into a diamond pipe in front of each one of these chests. It may seem inefficient, but it should work fine. Just hit it into a diamond pipe like that along each row. And then we split off whichever ore we might want into that chest with the appropriate diamond pipe. Easy peasy. Alrighty, so that should be that sorted. We've got our tiny piles going into here. Move the stone over to here so it's out of the way, off the wall and any kind of stupid bullshit over there. And we got it here. Probably something like iron, gold, copper, tin, lead. Is that right? Yeah, something like that. You get the general idea. I'm gonna heat this thing back up. And we'll let her churn for a little bit while we figure out how to deal with the nuclear stuff that's coming out of this bad boy. Which isn't activated yet. And we probably should not activate that quite yet. It's going to come out of this guy. And because I'll have the default path set, and because these can't be cooked in a furnace, we don't actually need the products that it produces in order to output, because what it's producing now is what it needs to output. So we can just set our default to the north side here. The north side just happens to be that direction there. North side is the chest, comes up out here. And because there is no default path here, everything is set up with a path, well, except for the ores. Well, they're going down the default path, but we can change that. So the red is the default path because it's got no filters on it, so everything that comes out of this that isn't recognized by the filter, i.e. stone and the tiny piles, is going to go down the red path, which means all of the uranium and such is going to go down the red path. We don't want that. We don't want that at all, actually. That would be very, very bad. So let's pop this little knee off right here because I like to not have knees. There we go. Who likes knees? Fuck them. Don't need them. And we need to find a way to run the uranium over there, because it is the only other product that's going to come out of this. Oh, crazy. Jesus Christ. What the hell was that? Was that like spinning as it went by? Did you see that? Anyway, so we want to run the uranium over into my secure containment facility over yonder way, which is going to require us to pop it up probably up to the second floor. I say that's the second floor, but really there's going to be a 2 high or maybe even 3 high. Probably... No, 2 high should be fine. Probably a 2 high gap. 3 high. 3 high gap right here between floors. Second floor is going to have some other stuff on it. Other interesting stuff. Why are you throwing that out right here? Stop it! Stop it. It's because it's got 2 default paths. Okay. That's a problem I didn't look into. It's fine. It's an easy fix. We just need to take one of each of these back out. And because I would have had to set the path anyway, because I'm an idiot and didn't think about this, there's no point in having this here. I've already got the filter there, and I'm going to have to run it up a level anyhows. So let's just do this. And the white path there, no, the red path. Need to put it on the red path. So we just put all this crap, all these ores on the red path. Like so. This is dangerous having the default path filtering like this. But, should work, I would think. Yeah? Should. I say should, but you never know sometimes. Okay. Did any ore get trapped in the lingo while I was doing that? Anything stuck in purgatory pipe hell? No, I don't see anything. Sometimes that happens. You get ore kind of bouncing back and forth because of these iron one-ways. It makes it do funky shit, but we should be good. Setting the default path is dangerous because I need to make sure that I've got everything accounted for. I think I do in this case, but hell, you never know. Something crazy might end up in the uranium chest later. We'll find out, I guess. We'll do like this, and then I'm just going to run this over to that uranium chest over there. It's not going to be pretty. Mind you, this is all going to be covered up by the ceiling here in a second, anywho's. And bam. Alright. So now, uranium, toxic shit, going that way. I probably should put a few more golds in here so she don't slow down. A few more golds. Okay. Now this all should operate correctly. Did I set the default path on this guy? Wrong thing. Okay, yes, I did set the default path. It's going to take a second to get to the uranium because it happens to be at the bottom of this chest. It's not on. Good. It's not on. We need to process through more of the ore that's sitting over there anyway. I need to check the iron one, because I happen to have a lot of iron in there. We'll see how much iron is left in this thing. Yeah, so you see how much is in here? It's not surprising that it's loading up on crushed ore. That might actually be a bad thing. So if we feed this too much, because each one of these generates 2 stacks of the crushed stuff, it's possible for this thing to load up and completely shut down. Now, I'm not sure what happens when it does that, but because it's this system and not the pipe system, I think it just stops working. So I think the thermal centrifuge will just keep working, and it just won't transfer items until it works through a stack of crushed ore. I don't know. We're going to find out because each one of these generates 2, and it seems to be generating fast enough to where it's going to happen. But that's the gist of the system. All I have to do is move my power storage and generation down below. Basically, this thing goes down there. Yeah, you get the idea, guys. We're going to have a lot more to come. This is just the beginning. Believe me, we're going to get a lot more of those wind power rotors up there, too. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I love you. And I'll see you in the next episode.